Hi students, in this video class I am going to discuss atomic structure or structure of atom, which is unit 2 in your class 11 chemistry. So right guys, in this lesson, in this unit 2, we are going to know about the internal structure of the atom. So inside of the atom, how different types of particles are distributed, such kind of things we are going to know in this lesson. Right guys. So now let us see the basic things before enter the lesson. Right guys. So now here first time the existence of atom was proposed by Indian and next one Greek philosophers. Okay. So that was in 400 BC. In 400 BC only Indian and Greek philosophers they have proposed the existence of the atom, and after that guys, in 600 BC, Indian sage, his name was Kanada, and he told that atom is a fundamental building block of a matter. Okay, so for every matter, atom is a fundamental building block, and then he told that so the continuous subdivision of a matter would alternatively give an atom. It means that guys, for example, you take one matter. For example, you take this one, this chalk, which is a matter. Now, when you divide this one or when you subdivide this one continuously, ultimately you can get a smallest particle. And furtherly, the smallest particle is not divisible. That not divisible particle or non-divisible particle is known as an atom. Atom is formed due to the continuous subdivision of a matter. Right? And the next one, guys. Here there is no any evidence, there is no any experimental evidences for all these proposals. Okay, so now after that, in 19th century, Dalton has proposed a theory regarding an atom. Okay, so the theory for a long time it was accepted by the many scientists and many people. So however, in this theory there are some limitations. The first one is, so here atoms of same element are different. Dalton told that the atoms which are present in a particular element all are same. All the atoms which are present in a same element are same in their properties. But that is wrong. So now the atoms present in a same element are not same. So few atoms of the elements are different in their properties. Examples guys, we can take isotopes. You see, isotopes are the atoms of same element, but isotopes are not similar in their properties. Example, you can take carbon element. Inside of the carbon element you have carbon atoms. Now here some of the carbon atoms contains mass number 12 and some are 13 and some are 14. So now these all are present in the same element only, but they are different in their masses. So now here he did not explain why the atoms of same element are different in their properties. And next one, he did not explain, or simply he said the atoms which are present in different elements are different in their properties. He told that the atoms which are present in different elements are different in their properties. So now example, you can consider two elements. Here you can consider carbon element and here you take nitrogen element. In carbon you have carbon atoms, in nitrogen you have nitrogen atoms. Carbon element contains carbon atom, nitrogen element contains nitrogen atom. According to Dalton, these carbon atoms, nitrogen atoms both are present in different elements, so they have different properties. but the atoms present in the carbon element and nitrogen element contains some similar properties. Example, isobars. Now you know carbon has C14 isotope and nitrogen has N14 isotope. Of course, atomic number 6 and the next one 7. You see, even though these are present in the different elements, they contain same mass number 14. So now here we did not explain why the atoms of different elements are similar in few properties. Right guys? And the next one, when the matters like glass and ebonite means which is a hard rubber. These type of matters, when they are rubbed with silk, so they can acquire charge. So now right here, these are acquiring charge. Actually, according to Dalton's theory, atom is a neutral particle. Okay, and matter is made up of atoms. So matter also neutral in nature. But when matter is rubbed with, matter means matters like glass and ebonite, when they are rubbed with silk, they are acquiring charge. So these are some limitations in Dalton's atomic theory. So right, these limitations led to the discovery of fundamental particles. They are electron, proton and neutron. So right guys, so now we are going to know the discovery of fundamental particles. So first one, the discovery of electron. Electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson through the cathode rays experiment. Right? In 1897, electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson through the cathode rays experiment. So now let us see the experimental setup of the cathode rays experiment. So now you can see the diagram here guys. Yeah, so right. So now that is the discharge tube. In that discharge tube you have two electrodes. So one is known as cathode, which is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, and another one is anode. So anode has holes. So now you can see which is the anode, and this one has holes. So now that is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. So now one of the end of the discharge tube is coated with ZnS, zinc sulfide. There is a zinc sulfide coating one of the end of the discharge tube or behind the anode. Anode contains holes. Right guys. Now here discharge tube has a vacuum pump. So now that vacuum pump, which is used to regulate the amount of gas or the pressure of gas inside the discharge tube. Now here we need to maintain the voltage of battery 10,000 volts. And the next one, we need to take the gas, and the pressure of gas should be nearly 10 power minus 2 atmosphere. Right guys. So now when battery is switched on, current passes through the circuit. So during the passage of current through the circuit, he observed that the production of cathode rays from cathode to anode. Some rays are, he observed the production of some rays, they are originating from cathode to anode. They are originating from cathode to anode. Actually, these rays are not visible to our naked eye. That's why here one of the end or behind the anode, here there is a ZnS coating, zinc sulfide coating. The zinc sulfide is a fluorescent material. When radiation incident on the zinc sulfide coating, then it starts glow. It starts glow. It starts glowing. Right guys. So now these radiation produced, they are moving and passing through the holes. When they incident over the ZnS coating, some flash you can observe. So now from this he told that, so here some rays are originating from cathode to anode. So now these rays are known as cathode rays because they are originating from the cathode. So now guys, let us see the properties of these cathode rays. So let us see the properties of the cathode rays. Now you see guys, first one, they produce a sharp shadow when solid object is placed in their path. Okay, now this is the path of the cathode rays. In the path of the cathode rays, when you place some solid object, here a sharp shadow is formed. Okay, so generally guys, shadow, light forms shadow. So how light can forms the shadow? Actually, light travel in the straight path. That's why that is able to form a shadow. So now here, the radiation which travels in the straight path, that one is able to form a shadow. So now here our cathode rays also forming shadow. It means that they are traveling in straight path or in the straight line. That is the first property, guys. When you place a solid object in the path of the cathode rays, they will produce a sharp shadow. It means that they are traveling in straight path. So I will show you one video regarding this. Right students, now you can see the cross shaped solid material in the discharge tube that is present in the path of the cathode rays. Yeah, so now when current is passing to the circuit, cathode rays are produced and they are making shadow of the cross symbol. So now they are traveling in straight path, that's why they are able to form shadow of the object which is placed in their path. So right guys, next one, second one. If a light pedal wheel is placed in the path, the wheel starts to rotate. Okay. So now guys, when you place a pedal wheel here, now that one starts to rotate. It means that guys, so these cathode rays are made up of matter particle. When you place a fan containing wings in the air, then it starts to rotate. So how the fan can rotate guys? Due to that, the particles, air particles collide or they incident over the wings of the fan. As a result, it starts to rotate. Now we know that air is nothing but a matter. Similarly, here also cathode rays are able to rotate the fan or wheel when you place it in their path. It means that cathode rays are made up of matter particle. I will show you video regarding that also. Yes, now you can see here the discharge tube. So you see, so how that light wheel is rotating and moving. So now here cathode rays, so now cathode rays contains, or cathode rays made up of matter particles. That's why when the cathode particles incident over the light wheel, that starts rotates. So right guys, next one, third property. In presence of magnetic field, they are deflected from their straight path. Right guys? So when you apply the magnetic field to the discharge tube, so now here the cathode rays which are traveling in the straight path are deflected. For example, they are moving like this. But when you apply the magnetic field, they deflected from their path like this. Okay. Next one, guys. It means that they possess a certain charge. So only the charged particles only deflect from their path in the presence of magnetic field. These cathode rays also deflecting in the presence of magnetic field. It means that they have certain charge. And the next one, guys, in the presence of electric field, they are deflected towards the positive plate. Okay, so now when you place one positive plate over here and here a negative plate, so now these rays are attracted by the positive plate. In presence of the electric field, guys, so here cathode rays are deflected towards the positive plate. It means that these cathode rays contains negative charge. In presence of electric field, they are deflected towards the positive plate. So here I have written the point, guys, continuation point. So here, if they are attracted by the positive plate, only the particles containing opposite charge are attracted by the positive plate. So now our cathode rays contains negative charge. And the next one, guys, fifth point, nature of cathode rays independent of the gas which is taken in discharge tube. So now, guys, here if you take hydrogen gas. When you have taken hydrogen gas in the discharge tube, you will get the cathode rays. And next you take helium gas. After taking helium gas also you can get the cathode rays. The cathode rays originated or produced after when you have taken helium, and the cathode rays produced when you have taken hydrogen, both are identical. So now here the cathode rays are independent of the gas which is taking inside of the test tube. So now final one, these cathode rays were named as electrons by J.J. Thomson. So next let us see mass by ratio, and the next one charge of the electron and mass of the electron. Yeah. So right, guys, the charge by mass of electron. Charge by mass is represented with E by M. E means charge, M means mass of the electron. So this charge by mass of electron was discovered by Thomson. So by performing another experiment. So now we discovered the charge by mass of electron as 1.76 into 10 power 8 coulombs. This is the E by M value of the electron, and this one we can express in terms of the kilograms also by using the relation 1 kilogram equals to 10 cube grams. So now next one, charge of the electron. So right, guys, the charge of the electron was discovered by Millikan. So through the oil drop experiment, charge of the electron was discovered. So now the charge of the electron is 1.602 into 10 power 19 coulombs, which is the charge of electron discovered by Millikan, and this is the charge by mass of electron discovered by Thomson. Now by using these two equations we can find the mass of the electron, which is equation 2, equation 1. Now by taking 2 by 1, guys, here you can get charge divided by charge by mass equal to charge value and charge by mass value. Now here E will be cancelled. Now this expression you can write like this, M. So here the M which is present here, this one comes up. So then here mass of the electron, by simplifying this one you can get 9.11 into 10 power minus 31 kg, and in terms of the grams it will be the value 9.11 into 10 power minus 28 grams. So this is about electron. So this electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson through the cathode rays experiment.